All right, so we are going to be doing some more division this week in math. So let's say we have this 450 divided by 8. Okay, and we remember that this is our dividend, this is our divisor, and remember I told you it's like it sits on a visor, and our answer is our quotient. So remember, whenever we divide, we want to use our friendly numbers. And remember what we talked about. Our friendly numbers are 1, 2, 5, and 10. Okay, those are our friendly numbers. So we need to figure out how many times 8 can go into 450. All right, so we're going to do 8 times 1 gets us 8. That's really far away from 450. We're going to do 8 times 2, which we double it, gets us 16. Still really far away from 450. 8 times 5 is 40. Still pretty far away from 450. And 8 times 10 is 80. So it looks like multiplying by 10 is going to get us the closest to 450. So I know that this is going to be 8 times 10. So 8 times 10 got me 80. And now I have to subtract. So now I have 370. And when I look at my friendly numbers, the closest one to 370 is going to be multiplying by 10 again. It's going to be multiplying by 10 again. So I'm going to have to do 8 times 10 again. 8 times 10 is 80. And I'm going to subtract again. I get 290, okay? I'm still not at 0 yet, so I have to keep going. The closest one again is going to be to multiply by 10, closest to 290. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 10 is 80. Subtract 210. So I have to keep going. So I'm just going to keep going and going until I get close to 0. And again, 80 is still going to be my closest to 210. 8 times 10 is 80. Is 30. Now I have to look again. What is the closest to 30? Okay, I have to look and see what is the closest to 30 here. Okay. Oh, not 30, I'm sorry. I have a 1. What is the closest to 130? My fault. Oh my goodness. See how easy it is to make a mistake? You have to be so careful. Because when I borrowed that 100, okay, I still had 100 left. So 130. So still looks like 80 is going to be the closest. So 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 10 is 80. Subtract again. Is 50. I'm going to re-look at my friendly numbers now. Which one is the closest to 50 without going over? 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 5 is 40. That's close to 50. 8 times 10 is 80. That's greater than 50. I cannot use that. So my next friendly number I'm going to use is 5. So I'm going to now do 8 times 5, which gets me 40. 8 times 5 gets me 40. Subtract. I get 10. Go back to my friendly numbers. What is the closest one to 10? 8 times 1 is 8. That's close to 10. 8 times 2 is 16. That's greater than 10. I cannot use 2. So I'm going to use 8 times 1, which is 8. 8 times 1 is 8. When I subtract, I have 2 left over. If I look at my friendly numbers, 8 cannot go into 2. It's too big. So 2 is my remainder. But now what I have to do is I have to add up the friendly numbers that I used. I did 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5, and 1. So I have to add all of those up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 plus 5 is 55, plus 1 is 56. And then what was my remainder? I had a remainder of 2. I had a remainder of 2. So I used my friendly numbers to help me figure out the answer to this division problem. And now you saw I almost made a mistake here. I thought my answer was 30. I didn't realize that I had another 100 to bring down. So it is so important to double check your work. It would be a shame for you to have done all this work and then make a subtraction error. So it is so very important for you to check your work.